with Thursday coming up, right? It's reporting its earnings after hours. So it's going to be probably one of the most important. Whales, good morning. Let's talk about NVIDIA today. Very important week with Thursday coming up, right? It's reporting its earnings after hours. So it's going to be probably one of the most important earnings, especially not only for NVIDIA, but across the entire tech and software sectors, okay? Everything's going to be affected by this Thursday. So I just want to give you guys my perspective coming from a full-time trader, right? What I expect and sort of how you guys should play this to maximize your gains, as well as even save you guys a lot of money just in case, right? So let's break it down. So my first sort of main path right now, I have two paths, but the main sort of sentiment that I have is I believe NVIDIA is going to break down. And the reason why is that it might be cursed of having too much expectations on its earnings, right? So let's say this happens, right, and we get this breakdown. Well, in my opinion, the next best areas to buy NVIDIA would be around $90 as well as $74. Okay, so I have orders ready to go just in case NVIDIA breaks down towards these levels, okay? And another thing I want to take a look at, I mean, this guys looks pretty toppish to me, yeah? This looks pretty toppish to me. We had sort of this wave 3 in blue, right, up to that wave 5 in blue, right? When this happened, we started getting bearish divergence all across the indicators. So that tells me that bullish momentum is sort of getting less and less, right? It's getting very hard for the bulls to push through. The second thing I also take a look at, I mean, we're making sort of lower highs, guys. We're starting to make lower highs. So you can see that because of this, the bullish momentum is starting to wane a little bit. Everyone's sort of waiting to see what happens after earnings. So we're not getting a lot of buying pressure here because people are just being a little bit cautious in terms of what's happening. All right, so in my opinion, the path of least resistance, or the higher probability path, is that we do sort of break down a little bit closer to that $74, $90 range. Okay, now there is also a chance that NVIDIA does make one more high, right? Because we're still sort of confined and we still have this trend line support. Okay, so we could have one more wave towards the upside here. All right, before we sort of correct and then go up again. Okay, so that's sort of the bullish path that I'm seeing, right? But in my opinion, I think the higher likelihood is that we actually come down. And if I take a look at sort of, let's say TSM as well, all right, TSM is looking a little bit bearish to me too. Okay, so the entire sort of sector for the semis, all related, they're looking a little bit more bearish to me, right? We're starting to break this cycle as well. Okay, if you take a look, we're starting to peek through here. So we could bounce up a little bit and then actually come down closer to these levels here a bit more. Okay, that'll be in line with NVIDIA, right, as a breakdown here. So TSM's looking a little bit bearish, and NVIDIA's looking a little bit bearish to me, right, all across this sector. Even the MAGs, guys. So the MAGs, this is an ETF for the Magnificent Seven that holds Amazon, Meta, NVIDIA, right, all the top 7 companies here in the S&P 500, Apple, Microsoft. You can take a look, as I mentioned before in my past videos, we're breaking this trend line, guys. We had a descending triangle on the top. So the next sort of breakdown would be around $50, right? Around 46. So this is sort of what I'm seeing when it comes to NVIDIA. I think there's just a little bit of pressure, high expectations for NVIDIA to beat, okay? So if we do get that breakdown, right? Let's say it doesn't go all the way down here. Let's say it doesn't go all the way down here. We could still bounce off this trend line, right? If it has really good news, and you can buy up this trend line. All right, so either here, right, or here. Okay, so I'm already an investor in NVIDIA at 114, guys. I won't be adding on to any positions. I'm going to be waiting to see what happens after earnings to add positions, right? I'm not going to be putting in anything more, so I'm at 114, and I also have orders down here as well if we break down massively from $74 up to $90, okay? So I'm just waiting patiently, guys. This is probably the best move for me. I'm in other trades right now that are in uptrends that are